by the British in the 19th century, cricket may seem a complicated version of baseball for uninitiated ones, but it's so much more. It may, however, have things in common with it, like pitching and batting a ball, and sort of running between bases in order to score for your team. But cricket has an old and particular set of 42 laws that include having tea during the game. A match may last up to 5 days in the case of its test mode, or 1 day. It is a team sport with 11 players for each team, as in soccer. A key difference is the existence of a solid target structure, the wicket, that the batsman must defend. Once part of the British Empire, countries like India, Pakistan, Australia, and New Zealand adopted the sport, which is widely popular. It is played in other countries too, like Bangladesh or even the USA. In 2015, around 2 billion people watched the Second World Cricket Cup. This equals a third of the world's population. Today, we show you the top 10 cricket grounds in the world. 10. Gaddafi Stadium in Pakistan. Home of Pakistan's national teams, the Lahore Lions and the Lahore Eagles, Gaddafi Stadium hosted the 1996 ICC Cricket World Cup, won by Sri Lanka. It opened in 1959 with capacity for about 27,000 people. It was renamed after controversial Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi after he spoke in support of Pakistan's nuclear program in 1974. A redesigning occurred and the capacity was supposed to increase up to 60,000 people, but instead it was used as a home for the teams, including the nation's most iconic cricketer, the new Prime Minister, Imran Khan. The ground hosted the ill-fated Pakistan versus Sri Lanka Test match in 2009. The Sri Lankan team bus and convoy were attacked, resulting in the deaths of 6 security personnel and 2 civilians. 5 cricketers were injured. This resulted in the suspension of international cricket in Pakistan. Zimbabwe became the first side to visit the ground since the attack in 2015, and Sri Lanka returned in 2017. 9. Newlands, Cape Town, South Africa. Opened in 1888, it is considered one of the most beautiful and iconic cricket grounds in the world. Overlooked by the stunning Devil's Peak and Table Mountain, it is also one of the hardest grounds to play in the world. It was also the site of 2018's infamous ball tampering scandal. The ground possesses a large enclosure of oak trees and has several grassy embankments. It was voted the number 2 test venue in the world by a panel of experts from the Cricketer magazine in 2011. While Newlands' history is peppered with exceptional cricket memories, it was also blemished by colonial and apartheid mentalities. For many years, only white cricketers could play at Newlands. A new era of modern cricket has ushered in with the collapse of apartheid and the birth of new South African democracy in the early 1990s, with South Africa officially joining the international cricket community. 8. Old Trafford, Manchester, England. This stadium is located just 5 minutes away from the famous Old Trafford Soccer Stadium, home of the powerful Manchester United. It holds the 3rd place for played games in England after Lord's and Oval. It opened in 1857 as the home of Manchester Cricket Club and has been the home of Lancashire County Cricket Club since 1864. From 2013 onwards, it has been known as Emirates Old Trafford due to a sponsorship deal with the Emirates airline. The venue hosted the Cricket World Cup 5 times: 1975, 1979, 1983, 1999, and 2019. Despite its rich cricket history, the venue was perceived as dilapidated and lost test status in 2009. Extensive redevelopment of the grounds to increase capacity and modernize facilities commenced soon after in an effort to safeguard international cricket at this venue. The reforms included the construction of The Point, a conference center with 1,000 seats. 7. The WACA, Perth, Australia. This ground is famous for its extra bounce, and due to its fast bowling track, it always favors the fast bowlers who can perform magnificently. The outfield is exceptionally fast, contributing to the ground seeing some extremely fast scoring. The stadium's name derives from the initials of its owners and operators, the Western Australian Cricket Association, which was officially established on the 25th of November 1885. The ground is the home venue of Western Australia's first-class cricket team, the Western Warriors, and the state's Women's National Cricket League side, the Western Fury. From 1984 to 1988, the WACA underwent major renovations, including a realignment and a complete resurfacing of the ground in the outer. 6 large light towers were installed in 1986 at a cost of $4.2 million, allowing for nighttime sports such as day-night cricket matches to be played on the ground. An icon of the WACA, the floodlights are 70 meters high and cost $600 per hour to run. 6. Sydney Cricket Ground, Sydney, Australia. It was established in 1884, and its total capacity is 46,000 people, part sandhills, part swamp, and situated on the southeastern fringe of the city. It was used as a rubbish dump in the 1850s and not regarded as an ideal place for sports. Its origins go back to 1851 when part of the Sydney Commons south of Victoria Barracks was granted to the British Army to serve as a garden and cricket ground for the soldiers. In the next couple of years, the teams from Victoria Barracks combined themselves into a more permanent organization and called themselves the Garrison Club. In 1854, the Garrison Club defeated the Royal Victoria Club in the first recorded cricket match to be played at what was then the Garrison Ground. The ground was the scene of a tragedy that occurred on the 25th of November 2014 when a bouncer from Sean Abbott struck Philip Hughes's neck, knocking him unconscious. Hughes never regained consciousness and died 2 days later as a result of hemorrhage. On the 12th of January 2019, Australia won the first ODI against India at the Sydney Cricket Ground by 34 runs to record their 1,000th win in international cricket. 5. The Wanderers, Johannesburg, South Africa. Opened in 1956 and with a game between South Africa and England, this hosted the World Cup 2003, won by Australia after beating India's team. It is also known as the Bull Ring due to its intimidating atmosphere. It is the home ground for the High-Veld Lions. A memorable game between South Africa and Australia took place here and is considered by many as one of the greatest matches ever in the format. South Africa had to chase down a record 434 runs and did so by breaking that record and clocking 438, winning by 5 wickets. The ground is among the most historically significant cricket grounds of the 21st century. It has staged some of the most important matches in ODI and T20I history and has witnessed several outstanding world records. In July 2018, the stadium hosted former U.S. President Barack Obama at the Nelson Mandela Lecture. 4. Eden Gardens, Calcutta, India. This ground became the center of international cricket after England played a match with India in 1934. It is called the Mecca of Indian cricket because it was the first officially built ground for the game of cricket in India. It has a total capacity of nearly 70,000 people, and it was established in 1864. It is the home of the Bengal Calcutta Knight Riders. The ground underwent renovation for the 2011 Cricket World Cup, and capacity was reduced from 90,000 for security reasons. In India, people are divided by many reasons like language, religion, culture, class, caste, but cricket is a crossover subject and has become especially popular after India's national team won the 1983 World Cup. Initially associated with the educated middle classes, cricket is now played by everyone. Eden Gardens is the largest ground in the country and generates one of the most passionate and exciting atmospheres in the world of cricket. 3. Melbourne Cricket Ground, MCG, Melbourne. It is often referred to as the G. Established in 1853 with a total capacity of around 95,000 people and is the biggest stadium in Australia and the world. It served as the centerpiece stadium of the 1956 Summer Olympics, the 2006 Commonwealth Games, and 2 Cricket World Cups, 1992 and 2015. It has great importance in the history of cricket because it hosted the first ever international test matches between Australia and England and the first ever ODI matches in 1971. In this stadium, Pakistan defeated England in the final match of World Cup 1992. Home to the National Sports Museum, the MCG has hosted other major sporting events, including football matches between Australia and Ireland, international rugby union matches, and FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Concerts and other cultural events are also held at the venue. The grounds boast statues of several famous Australian sportsmen. 2. The Oval, Kensington, London. Sponsored by the brand, it is known as the Kia Oval. In addition to cricket, the Oval has hosted other historically significant sporting events, like England's first international football match versus Scotland in 1870 and the first FA Cup final in 1872. It has also held rugby international matches and the final of the 2017 ICC Champions Trophy. The Oval also once held the record for the largest playing area of any test venue in the world. Whilst that record has been surpassed by Gaddafi Stadium in Pakistan, it is still the largest in Great Britain. The first test match in England was played here in 1880 between England and Australia. In 1882, Australia beat England again in great fashion. The Sporting Times wrote a mocking obituary notice stating that English cricket had died at the Oval and the Ashes would be taken to Australia. Ivo Bly, the English captain at the time, promised to regain those Ashes, and the tour was quickly dubbed as the Quest to Regain the Ashes. After winning 2 of the 3 test matches on the tour, a small urn was presented to Bly, the contents of which being reputed to be the ashes of a wooden cricket bale, and were described as the ashes of Australian cricket. The Ashes trophy was born this way and is still hotly contested every 2 years whenever England plays Australia. 1. The Lords, London. This ground, headquarters of Marylebone Cricket Club, is also called the home of cricket. It has remained the center of the ICC committee since its founder, Thomas Lord, formed it in 1814, hence the ground's name. The first match was played here in 1884. The MCC guards the original laws of the game and the world's oldest sporting museum, containing cricket memorabilia, including the original Ashes urn. It has hosted 4 World Cup finals, as well as the traditional gentlemen versus players match between amateurs and professionals. The famous Lord's Tavern was also on the site of the ground until 1961, and the complex hosts a cricket academy. Lord's today is not on its original site. It is the third of 3 grounds that Lord established between 1787 and 1814. The ground can hold 30,000 spectators. Proposals are being developed to increase capacity and amenity. A survivor from the Victorian, its pavilion with its famous living room is a historical landmark. The pavilion is primarily for members of MCC, who may use its amenities, and also contains the players' dressing rooms, each of them with a small balcony for players to watch the game. In each of the 2 main dressing rooms are honor boards that commemorate notable performances and cricketers from all times. With a strong traditional flavor, cricket is one of the most popular sports in the world. It brings together all these countries in a celebration of their common history. Though, as in any activity that unravels human passion, sometimes violent acts may tarnish the honor of the game, but without a doubt, new generations will continue to participate in the cricket world. Maybe someday we will see it extended to other regions like Latin America too. Is cricket played in your country? Have you ever played? You may share your thoughts in the comments. Please subscribe and hit the bell button for more exciting videos.